Hey everybody, Alex Kazora, SteelersDepot.com, back with some more Pittsburgh Steelers tape breakdown and analysis. I'm as excited as anyone about the Pittsburgh Steelers win over the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday night, advancing to the wildcard round, hosting a playoff game, winning the AFC North. So I don't mean it to be a Debbie Downer. We'll have a positive video shortly, but I can't help but talk about Pittsburgh's safety play, its struggles, and why that has to stop to beat Houston and to finally win in the postseason. So let's talk about it. Before we start, if you guys could like this video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the site SteelersDepot.com. Would really appreciate that. So an eye towards Pittsburgh safeties, not just one guy, not just two, but many of them on the roster allowing big plays and facing a potent Houston passing attack that can't continue. Take a look at Week 17 against Cleveland. We're going to see Cedric Tillman, number 2 in the slot here, run this 7 route against Chuck Clark, and Clark lacking the foot speed to run with him and gets burned for a 40-yard completion. And, Chuck Clark in the slot, not the matchup you're looking for. You got Porter backside here because he's manning up on Fannin. Did this against Andrews, too, trying to take away top targets that force Pittsburgh because they're in their base 3-4 to come down and spin the safety down. And Chuck Clark getting beat by a receiver that's not particularly prolific or fast, and that's a big play for Cleveland. You guys probably know which play we're going towards next. This is the Harold Fannin touchdown. Just a complete duck by Shedeur Sanders. Should have been at least batted away, really preferably intercepted. And Kyle Duggar, number 29, simply cannot find the football. Fannin does, and it's a touchdown. This is a play a deep safety has to be able to make, and Duggar just simply has no idea where the football is at. And these kinds of plays just cannot be allowed. Duggar coming over, just never even getting his eyes to the ball, hardly at all, kind of looks back at the last second. I think the throw, in a sense, was so bad that it became tough for Duggar to find, but you're a safety. Your job is to go out there and find the ball in the air. Mike Tomlin talked about that as a combine drill, locating the ball in the air. Fannin did, adjusted back to it, and Duggar did not, and Jalen Ramsey's reaction sort of says it all. How about the first play offensively for Baltimore in Week 18? Again, eyes on Kyle Duggar, the 41-yard run by Derrick Henry. Play gets talked about a lot for Kim Hayward's great chase and effort, but we don't really talk about much. Duggar unable to make the tackle in space on Derrick Henry, and that really kind of unleashes Henry down the right sideline. This good run becomes a great run, and often the difference between good and great runs are that those third-level tackles or broken tackles by running backs and defensive backs. Not an easy play for Duggar, and he's sort of bailing here on the snap. I think they're trying to hide the coverage shell, but you got to make this play facing lesser backs this weekend. Got to be strong tacklers in space and not let these guys get loose down the sideline. Baltimore's first touchdown, 4th down here. Pittsburgh bringing the blitz, effectively cover 0. Duggar drops out, but there's no safety help over the top. Jalen Ramsey in coverage here. I know what he's trying to do. He's gambling on a short throw, given down and distance, given Pittsburgh's rush, and the rush does not get home. But Ramsey getting beat and lacking that foot speed to recover and get back into the route. He's got his eyes in the backfield, watching Lamar, expecting something short. Now the rush is a problem. You get Wilson and Benton colliding, which was an issue on this play. It's a clean pocket for Lamar, not what you're envisioning when you dial up a blitz of this magnitude, but Ramsey just not realizing that Walker is kind of drifting on his route, getting some more depth here, not just running this to the sticks. And it's another big play allowed, a 38-yard touchdown. And again, big situation. You got Porter on a tight end instead of a receiver. We'll see if that's the plan against Houston, where their threats are a little more receiver-centric than tight end-centric, although there's some talent at tight end and with Dalton Schultz. So we'll see if the plan changes, but can't give up these big plays. This one is messier to assign blame, and frankly, I'm not super confident in doing so, so maybe it's wrong for me to show this one, but there's a big coverage bust here, and obviously that cannot be. 3rd and 1, game, season on the line. You look at Kyle Duggar. Is he in the wrong here? It's really hard to know who busted this coverage. You clearly have 3 players in Harrison, Queen, and Duggar all carrying likely. Nobody taking Flowers. I don't think that's on Ramsey. That's kind of my intuition. Should Samuel be getting depth here? It's just hard to really tell what this call's supposed to be given how badly it's busted, but we're seeing safeties in no man's land. We're seeing miscommunication in big-time spots. This play is a mess from the get-go. You wish Pittsburgh had a timeout here to call one because Pittsburgh's all over the place. Kudos to Baltimore. They had a really good call here. They're in an unbalanced look. You see normal left tackle Ronnie Stanley standing up here on the right side. Pittsburgh's trying to get to their over front of shifting to the strength and having a linebacker off ball. They do this on third and short situations. And so there's mass confusion across the board from the front back. And so I think that certainly is playing a role in all of this. Pittsburgh is not set. It's just chaos defensively. So that is not helping matters. Another thing to get cleaned up, facing some of these more unique looks. But busting this coverage, obviously Pittsburgh lost this game. We're talking about this play a whole lot more. We'd also be talking about the Isaiah Likely fourth down conversion. And we see Jalen Ramsey mistime his jump and was unable to separate player from ball. When I was watching this live, I thought for sure this was incomplete because I see Ramsey there and how big and physical he is. I was confident he was going to break this pass up, knock it away. Pittsburgh wins. Everybody goes home happy. And Ramsey just simply mistimes the jump going for the ball and cannot make the play. Again, you're seeing a little bit of late adjustment here. I think Pittsburgh was in the right call, though. The coverage was not busted. And Ramsey just, going up here, high point in this one, just misses. Flat out misses on Likely. And I was going to feel especially bad because we have a great rush here from TJ Watt. If this coverage could have held an extra half second, you got Watt 1-on-1 with Rosengarten dipping and ripping through. I was sitting there again watching it live going, TJ Watt's going to sack Lamar Jackson, last play of the game, send Pittsburgh to the playoffs. What a storyline that would be. His first game back from the lung injury. And then in a moment felt like it was going the other way. And, Ramsey has to make that play. I think he's done a nice job at safety in a lot of regards. He's made a tough in-season transition to the position, but you can't give up these big plays. It's not just Ramsey. It's Duggar. It's Clark as well. All those guys have been getting burned or allowing big plays. And just look at the sideline here. There's some unhappy campers. I'm not sure who that is. Might be Sebastian Castro. But yeah, this one was painful. Fortunately, Tyler Loop's missed field goal made this all kind of maybe forgotten, maybe forgiven, but can't be replicated. So where does Pittsburgh have to clean things up? It's in the secondary. It's at safety. Way too many explosive plays allowed. I think Pittsburgh can hopefully handle that better with Houston having a lesser threat at tight end, which will put Porter in coverage more often. Less emphasis and focus on the run game. Houston's run game, not as potent or powerful as Baltimore's, but the job will have to be done, and you're facing some talented receivers and a really talented quarterback in CJ Stroud. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you guys watching. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, check out the site, SteelersDepot.com. Thank you again, and we'll talk to you soon.